If your silk press isn't silky, lasts long, or reverts too fast, it may not be your hair, sis, it's your system. In today's video, I'm giving you 8 steps that are non-negotiables for every silk press to be a perfect press. Hey sis, I'm Marlena. I'm a licensed master cosmetologist for over the last 14 years, and I'm your internet hair bestie. I teach you how you can safely do your hair yourself at home. A perfect silk press is built in layers, okay? If one step is off, the end result will not be right. So let's get into it. First things first, your hair has to be clean, ladies. You need a clarifying shampoo that is going to remove all of the buildup, hair products, and oils off of your hair. That is first things first. And there's a lot of myths about clarifying shampoos, but I promise you, I've had so many ladies reach out to me and say since they started using clarifying shampoos, their hair problems went away. Give it a try, ladies. If your hair feels coated at all, you will not have a silky silk press. Now, if you're coming out of a protective style like braids, weaves, wigs, or even some natural styling, you may need to detox your hair. It's very important to remove all of that buildup, all of the oils, all of the flakes and dandruff to get that one out of there so you can have a fresh slate. You may even need to detox your hair if you've been traveling outside of the country or going to different states that have hard water. If you've been getting into chlorine or getting into salt water, you may need a detox shampoo. I will link all the products that I love. I will link some on the screen and I will also link it in the description below. So with either your detox or clarifying, I will let you be the judge on what your hair needs. You're always gonna do this step twice, okay? You want to make sure that your hair is squeaky clean. So your first shampoo, you're not gonna get a lot of suds. And then your second shampoo, you should be getting a lot of suds. Step 2, your treatment shampoo and conditioner. So this is going to be your third shampoo. You should have a lot of lather at this step. Now that your hair is all nice and clean, it is ready to accept whatever treatment you plan to put on it. So now you need your treatment plan, okay? This is gonna be your treatment shampoo and conditioner. So this can be hydration, this can be protein, this can be bonding, this can be smoothing. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. I do have my 6 shampoo types video. I will link it here on the screen for you to check out to see what does your hair needs, because you need to know. At this step, this shampoo should be a lathering up, okay? You should have lots of suds, and that lets you know that whatever that shampoo is, it is working on your hair, and then you follow up with your conditioner. So if your hair is dry, you may need some moisture, girl. If your hair is brittle and breaking, you either may need a bonding treatment or you may need protein. It all depends on what you need, girl. If it's the spring, summer months, you may be reaching for that smoothing line. It's really important for you to know and discern what your hair needs, because that is going to determine how your press is going to come out. This step is not just about washing, it's about preparing your hair for a proper silk press. Step 3 is a detangle brush. This is very important. You need to make sure that you are using a proper detangle brush on your hair when your hair is wet. When your hair is wet, it is at its most fragile state. And so you want to make sure that you are using a detangle brush that don't have like the little balls on the end. You want to make sure that the bristles are wide enough to get through your hair. And you want to make sure that you're using enough conditioner to make sure that you have enough slip to be using a detangle brush. I always use a detangle brush while I am applying conditioner, and I comb that through my hair. I even use it while I'm rinsing out the conditioner. This helps the smoothing process before you even start to use heat. Step 4 is a microfiber towel. Ladies, a lot of people have been missing this step, and this is very, very important because like I said, your hair is super fragile when it's wet. And so you want to be drying your hair with something delicate. The microfiber towel allows your hair to be smooth. If you use cotton, you're already roughing up and frizzing up your hair, and we don't want that, ladies. We want smooth hair. And you don't want to be rubbing your hair. You never want to be rubbing your hair, okay? Even when you're shampooing, you're scrubbing your scalp, only your scalp, not the hair. The suds will clean the hair. You do not have to go crazy on your hair. So even when you're drying it, you're just squeezing it. You're just squeezing the towel. You are not going like this. No, because that causes friction, that causes tangles, that causes frizz, and we don't want none of that. Step 5 is our leave-in treatments. There are so many great leave-in products out on the market. The main step is to make sure that you are layering it properly. You always want to start from the thinnest formulation to the thickest, okay? So if I have a spray, I'm gonna spray first, right? If there is like some type of serum, I'm gonna do the spray and then I'm gonna do a serum. If there is a cream-based product, then I would do the cream-based product last, okay? And I hope that makes sense, because just think about your skincare products, right? You wouldn't use toner after you moisturize. I hope you don't, right? So you always want to go from thinnest formulation to thickest. Now, oils are in a class of its own. I like to always seal with a lightweight oil. This just allows all your product to kind of stay put and to be sealed in there. I love to use this on wet hair because it just seals those leave-in products in. And then by the time that you are blow drying your hair, the oil kind of just like blows away and leaves your leave-in products in. I think that's how it works, and it works for me, and I've been doing it for years. So if you would like to try it, give it a try. Let me know how you like it. The key is to make sure it is a lightweight oil, okay? You do not want no greasy silk press, and you don't want to use a whole lot. You just want to make sure that it's kind of like sealing the hair. But I promise you, a lot of it will blow off while you're blow drying, so you don't have to worry about greasy hair. Step 6, a high airflow blow dryer. This step is very, very important, okay? Because if your blow dry foundation is not properly done correctly, you will not have a good silk press, sis. You just won't. You just won't. And so with it being a high airflow, you can even use medium heat. You don't have to use high heat, because I know there's a lot of ladies that's like scared of the blow dryer. You just want to make sure that you have a blow dryer that is high airflow. There are so many great blow dryers on the market, but the one that I love and stand true and firm to is the H2 Pro Hybrid 3600. I've been using that for years. I even have a coupon code for you ladies if you're interested. But I've been using that blow dryer since the beginning of time of me being a professional stylist, and I absolutely love it. I've tried others in their line, but I just keep going back to that one. It's just a really, really good one. So please know that airflow matters more than heat. You can even use a high airflow blow dryer on medium or low heat and still be able to stretch your hair to a good state before you flat iron. A proper blow dry should get your hair to about 90% straight before you even go in with a flat iron. This is how you reduce the amount of heat that you need later. So how I blow dry is I hold my hair tautly with tension, and then I pre-dry my hair with the blow dryer to about 80% dry. So when you're holding your hair tautly and blowing that air onto your hair, you're using indirect heat. So the heat is not directly touching your hair, it's touching it indirectly. It's similar to being under a hooded dryer. It's not directly touching your hair. And then the tension is kind of like if you use tension rollers, right? You're holding your hair instead of rollers stretching your hair. You're stretching your hair yourself. And then I go in and I use the comb attachment, and this just finishes it off, gets it nice and smooth, allows your roots to get nice and straight. Now going in with the comb attachment is direct heat, but you're not doing a lot of the work with direct heat. You're doing a lot of the work with the indirect heat. I hope that makes sense for you. So this step right here reduces the amount of heat that you need later when you are flat ironing your hair. Step 7, a ceramic flat iron. Ladies, I don't want you using titanium. I'm not saying that titanium is terrible, but there's so less room for margin of error when you're using titanium, and I would rather you ladies be on the safer side and just use ceramic. Ceramic is better for natural hair. Trust me on this. I have a full video on it, and I will link it for you below, of why I love ceramic versus titanium. But in a nutshell, ceramic heats evenly, it distributes the heat evenly, and it just allows your hair to have an incredible shine that sometimes you cannot get from titanium. Ceramic allows you to get smooth and even passes without having to go over your hair multiple times. I am a one pass girly, okay? I do my roots, well, kind of. I do my roots at least maybe 2 or 3 times. And that is because your roots are newer. It's fresher hair. She hasn't been exposed to much. So we got to give her a little bit more love. And then on my ends, I just go down 1 pass. Now, if I'm curling my hair, I'll leave probably like 1 inch of the ends out on the ends, because the ends have had a lot of love, too much love. And so we need to be a little bit more gentle and more kinder to the ends of our hair. I'll allow the curling iron to finish the ends out for me, so it had less heat on the ends of the hair. You know, you have to treat your hair in different sections. Your roots are newer, your mid shafts are, you know, they all right, it's midlife, and then your ends, they're near the end, right? Before some of them gotta die. So we have to treat our hair with strategy. Step 8, non-negotiable tools that you need. Okay, everybody that is doing a silk press, I need you to get, I already mentioned the detangle brush, right? You also need an anti-static rake comb. This is great for when you're combing out your curls or your hair is just done, because when your hair is fresh, it can be a little staticky. So you want an anti-static rake comb that is going to fight against that static, right? And so your hair can look beautiful and flowy and not be sticking up. And then the third tool that you need is a heat resistant rat tail comb, okay? I hope you have one. Okay, we don't want to be using, you know, the cheap little ones that you get at like the beauty supply stores that melt. Okay, no, because some people like to chase their ends of their hair. And if you're going to do that, you need a heat resistant comb so it doesn't melt with the steam or the heat of the flat iron. So now I'm going to give you a few pro tips. If your hair reverts really fast, something may have been done wrong. Okay, maybe your blow dry was not done properly. That is a major culprit. And the prep wasn't done properly. Maybe you didn't seal in your products properly. So I would go back and recheck and reassess what you did in that prep process. If your hair feels stiff, sis, you probably use way too much product. You probably use way too much oil. A lot of times these products, they're already concentrated and all you need is a few pumps. And if it's a cream-based product, I promise you, when they say pea size, they mean pea size. Do not overdo it. And you always want to make sure that you are working on mid-shaft to ends when you are layering your products. You do not want to get products on your root because that will make your hair weigh down. If you need multiple passes, sis, your blow dry was not done properly. I promise you, no matter the hair type, one pass should be good if your prep and your blow dry was done properly. If you want my exact step-by-step prep, press, and preserve system, I have it all for you in my silk press blueprint. I call it the Marlena method, and it has every single thing that you need to achieve the perfect silk press. I will have it linked for you if you're interested. If you've made it to the end of this video, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Your support means the world to me. If you learned anything from this content, please like, share, and subscribe, okay? I would love to have you here, sis. I am your internet hair bestie, and I want to see you do so well. You are so capable, and you can do your hair yourself, girl. You can. If you've been struggling with your hair, meet me in the comments. I want to know what you're struggling with, what you want to see me do, what you want to see me talk about, what you want to learn. I am here to serve you ladies. So I will meet you in the comments and I'll see you on the next one.